How y'all dickheads doing? It is I, once again, Dick Record, coming to you live from the studio in New York City. I'm about to finish this passport holder that I've been working on stream. It's been a while, and it needs to be done. It needs to be finished. It's a passport holder. It's a passport holder. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, you like what you see, please do the things. But more importantly, come over to twitch.tv/Dick Record. You can find the link to that in the description. Where we do some leathercrafting, a little bit of video games, some Magic the Gathering content, and other assorted nonsense every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from around 4 to around 8 Eastern Standard Time. But with that out of the way, I know you're not here to hear me. That'd be weird, actually. If you were here to hear me, I mean, I guess that's okay too. All right, so we got the Tolkien. I also tried to adjust the camera a little bit, so I'm having issues with this camera. I don't know how to like make it not blurry. Well, whatever. You know, like I shrank the video and everything. It doesn't like auto adjust like my phone camera does, and I'm thinking about actually going back to the phone camera simply because of that. You know? Anyway, we're here. This is where we are. My Tolkien was getting a little thick, so I actually added a little bit of WoW to try to like thin it a little bit, to make it a little bit more flowing, you know? So that's where we are now. And so really, realistically, the only thing that I have to do here is apply Tolkien, and my cat wants attention. Hi, Heather. Apply Tolkien to the edges and like smooth them out. Now, what I've been noticing about this leather that I purchased is that it's very dry, and it readily drinks this stuff. I've done a test off stream to see how much leather conditioner I can give it. How's your Saturday been, Heather? Oh, should I have sanded this? No, I did sand this. I sanded this off stream. I sanded it with the power sander, actually. Not power sander. What are they called? The Dremel. The hand Dremel. Oh, did I screw something up? I did screw something up. It's not Tolkien first. I have to bevel. Whoopsie. My cat's just like staring at me like, who the fuck are you talking to? Oh. How was work today? Did, you were having an issue too with the AC, weren't you? They fixed that? At work, I mean. It was work. That's fair. That's fair. AC is fixed. Yeah. Cthulhu and possibly also Satan coming in clutch. Thank you, Cthulhu and Satan. You guys have never let us down like Jesus and regular God. Let's see. I actually color coded these tips, and then I forgot which one's which. So that's good, right? I know that the clear is the middle one. So I guess it's the red one that's the thinnest. Okay, cool. Heather, can you hear the music that's on in the background? I need to use you as my guinea pig. Oops, I need the hex key too. Let's see. I don't know if I have it too low or if it's just not on entirely. Okay, so it is on. It's on. You can hear it perfect. It's supposed to not get recorded onto the to the VOD. So it's from Persona 5. It is from Persona 5. So it's not supposed to be getting recorded to the VOD, so I can actually add like DRM free music later to the VOD when I remember, because sometimes I forget because I'm an idiot. You know? And sometimes I forget. I am not a smart man. I just smack my microphone. How is how's your daughter's swimmer's ear? Is it clearing up? Is it clearing up? God, I'm not a good swimmer, and I hate getting water in my ear. That's already like, that's already too much for me. I'll say that right now. That's already too much for me. I'd be like, oh, why? Why do you do this? I'm supposed to bevel these edges, and I forgot to do that first. And I don't know, maybe I should have done it first. Cool, dropping that. Maybe we should have done it after I hit the edges with Tokenol. Although the Tokenol will probably like moisturize the edges too much, make them too soft. This leather's already kind of like supple. It's chrome tan leather, so it's already hard enough to bevel. I have to use this thing to this thing rather to stabilize the edge so that I can get a good amount of pressure on here so that I can like actually get the beveler to like scratch off that edge, you know? But it does work, you know? You can bevel chrome tan, and it makes for a nice edge when you finally, you know, burnish the edges. Did I not hammer these down? Maybe I didn't hammer the, Look how far behind we are. Okay, so hold on. One thing at a time. These need to be flattened ever so slightly because they are pressing up against my ruler, which is in turn sort of like making it a bit of a pain to do the thing that I need to do. I don't know how to feel about the next game in this series. They're releasing another Persona 5 game. It's a tactics game. I don't know if it's even canon. You need to buy a wallet. What? Oh. Yeah. My girlfriend, typically, she gets pants with pockets. I don't know where she shops, though. But she typically is able to find pants with pockets, but I totally understand what you're saying. And I actually, like, saw a thing on this recently on Style Theorist, which is one of those Matt Pat channels. He's really doing a lot of stuff in terms of content. Yeah, sometimes you get tiny pockets, sometimes you get no pockets. And like he did this whole history and reasoning behind why women's pants don't typically have pockets historically. And a lot of the reasoning was simply because to distill it down, essentially that people didn't want women to carry money because money equated to power. And so they didn't want women to be like able to, you know, not be to be self-reliant. So the removal of pockets prevented women from like having pockets. I mean, from carrying around money. And so they had to get like these pocketbooks and whatever, right? You know, the purses, and that's like a whole other can of worms, you know? But yeah, it's still ridiculous because like so many women nowadays are self-reliant. They work, they have jobs, they sometimes even make more money than their partners, and are the primary breadwinner, right? So it's just like, can we stop doing this? But apparently no. Fashion and tradition. Fashion and tradition. Heather, you should save up your points though, because you know, you can redeem a lot of the wallets and stuff from the store with channel points. There are a lot of channel points. I know. But it's also like a lot of, well, it's a long period of time. I don't know if I could really say it's like a lot of work. It's a lot of time spent and effort spent to make each thing. So I guess it is a lot of work. You know? You buy men's sweats for the pockets. I thought you bought them. Wait. Is that why some women get really excited during sweatpants season? Because they can find sweatpants? Or I thought that women got excited during sweatpants season because they could watch dudes like, you know, dangle in their sweatpants. Is that not it? Is that not how this works? I thought that that was what it was. Maybe I don't get it. I don't friggin' knew it. I don't wear sweatpants, I'll be perfectly honest. Not because I'm bashful, but because I don't like pockets that are so loose. I like pockets that are close up against my body so I could feel my wallet. Is it because I'm constantly paranoid about being pickpocketed? I'll never tell. I'll never tell. I'll never tell. 47k is a lot of points though. I'm surprised when anybody has like more than 10k. It's just like, Jesus Christ. You must really enjoy dick. Oh no. Oh no. Said the magic word. Okay, so usually I bevel before I do things like add buttons, and so I didn't here because I think I wasn't thinking clearly, which means now I have to like work around the buttons. Balls. Balls. Curses. I had another project in the works, or rather in the conceptual phase for the next project that I would like showcase myself doing here on the channel, and then like I made a draft version of it, and it did not function. It was going to be like a pouch that you like could, you know, it had a loop for the belt, a belt loop, so you could put it on your belt, but it was going to be like a pouch, you know, a drawstring pouch. You know, primary use is dice bag, right? Because I know a lot of y'all play Dungeons and Dragons. You need a good pouch to put your your dice in. And I thought it would have been great. And then I made one, and then I found out that there's too much friction preventing the drawstring from closing. And I was like, cool. Well, we could scrap this whole thing. I did like probably almost 2 hours worth of stitching on it too, just to find out this doesn't work. Cool. No, like a drawstring pouch, you know, like a dice bag for nerds. The nerds, like myself, I actually would have liked to have had one. And now it's just like, well, that didn't work. That didn't work. Didn't work! Oh, you need a drawstring pouch. Is it for your dice? Do you play Dungeons and Dragons? More and more people are playing Dungeons and Dragons now. I think it's been demystified ever since Stranger Things. Thank God, you know? I remember when it was like the #1 like reason why people thought teens were like hurting themselves. Oh God. I saw all these videos where like people were questioning Gary Gygax about like how he feels about, you know, teen self-harm rates going up because of his game, and it's just like, it's not because of our game, it's because teens are fucking stressed, you fucking ghoul. Stop trying to blame shit on us. Tom Hanks was in a whole ass movie about it that like literally doesn't make any sense. There was like this whole fiasco, and like they kept just trying to blame Dungeons and Dragons, and it's just like, do you blame your kids playing pretend for the reason why some of them get piercings? Like, what is this? You know? Fucking weird times. People always need a scapegoat, but like it's always sensationalized heavily in America, I feel. Then again, I don't really see much news media outside of the US, you know? My girlfriend has been introducing me to more Asian news, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, they did what? Because he had an affair? He's a fucking rock star. Of course he's gonna have an affair. And of course, any woman over there is just gonna be like, oh, fucking, you wanna have an affair? I guess my boyfriend won't mind, you know? So, you started in 2009? Wait. Fuck, I already forgot what I was talking about. Fair. News media. I was rambling, I'm sorry. Oh. Don't watch the news, Heather. Do not watch the news. It's so dumb. I made a post on Twitter, or thanking Reaper actually for like protecting me from all the dumb TikTok shit that's out there, because she just sends me wholesome stuff and memes, and it's very, very nice for her. She sends it to like all the homies, you know. And it's just very like sweet stuff, you know, and or it's very just like it'll be a guy. There's like this series of TikTok videos where this guy, he also does funny voices. Oh, you started in Dungeons and Dragons. Wait, so oh god. Was that 3.5 or was that 4th? If it's 4th, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry if you started in 4th. 4th edition was so bad. I played a little 4th because that's like the books that my friends had when we were talking about like starting up Dungeons and Dragons. And like after a few sessions, I was like, this, now that I've read these books, right? Because like we played a few sessions without me knowing anything about what was going on. And then like after I read the materials, like, whoa, and it was probably better that I didn't read the books, but like, you know, then I started to like understand the rules and then go like, oh, this is more efficient, let me do this is more efficient, let me do this, and essentially I started power gaming. But and once you understand like how your character plays, it's just like, oh, this is much more powerful than just going like, I just regular attack. You know, but like it doesn't play anything like second edition where you had to use your individual wits. Now it's just like, oh man. So like 4th edition plays a lot like MMO, and which is weird. Like you had like cooldowns for attacks and shits, you know, and cooldowns for powers. There, people criticized it for giving spell-like effects to non-spellcasters. Like, I think there was this one effect that, like, allowed a tank-type fighter to, like, heal over time and generate a field of healing. And it wasn't, like, a paladin that did it. It was just, like, you were just, like, either a fighter or a barbarian. You just, like, regenerated on the spot. And it's just, like, that's not... So people were, like, real annoyed with that type of shit. And 4th edition is considered, like, the worst version. 5th edition is considered, like, a return to form. I haven't touched it. But, like, that's the version that people are buying now, you know? I like 3.5, just because, like, it makes the most mathematical sense out of any version, and it gets rid of stupid things like... Well, I started in 2nd edition, and in 2nd edition, there was this thing called exceptional strength. You could only get it if you were, like, a fighter class, right? So, or one of the warrior classes. So if you were paladin, barbarian, fighter, what was the other one? Ranger? No, Rangers couldn't get it, could they? Yeah, Rangers couldn't get it. Fighter, paladin, barbarian, right? Those classes, right? Martial classes specifically. You could only get exceptional strength if you were one of those classes. And it was essentially, did you roll an 18 for strength? Cool. You get to roll 2 more percentage dice and get that much stronger. Only fighters got that. Like, only the warrior class got that. And as a result, like, if you got real lucky, you would have, like, a warrior character, a player character, who was almost as strong as, like, an ogre, because, like, ogres had 19 strength, and warriors could get 18, but the difference between 18 and 19 was based on, like, this weird chart, so, like, it was more of, like, a difference between, like, +3 to hit and +5 or 6 damage between 18 and 19, because it was a weird chart. And back in 2nd edition days, if you didn't have like a 16, 17, or 18, your stat had nothing, had no effect on like most of the things that you were doing. So like let's say in 3.5 edition, you had a 14 constitution, you get +2 to your hit points every level. You got +2 to your saving throws that are based on Constitution. You got +2 on Constitution-based skill checks, right? In 2nd and 1st edition, you needed a 17 to get 1 bonus hit point per level if you were a non-fighter. It was something, or 16 or 17, just to get 1 bonus hit point per level if you were not a fighter. If you were a fighter, it was a different chart, I think, with fighters too. I think they would get like 2 or 3. And it's just like very specifically, they wanted fighters to be like, okay, so you have like special bonuses. Now it's just like, oh, whatever. A stat is a stat. Shut up, everybody. Everybody shut up. Everyone shut up. Constitution is constitution. Strength is strength. it was basically like you kept going back to your charts more often than you can like actually calculate a thing, which made the game seem even more mystical because it's just like, well, I don't know that off the top of my head. Or you did have those weirdos that would memorize charts, whereas like 3.5 and third edition and up just introduced the system where every 2 points you had over 10 was +1 to whatever stat check, right? So if you had like 14 strength, you had +2 to attack, +2 to damage in combat with a strength-based weapon. If you had 14 dexterity, it was like +2 attack, not +2 to damage, whatever reason. I think fourth and fifth edition actually correct that. And then there are like intelligence-based weapons where it's like, you could get +2 to attack and +2 to damage from that stuff. I'm just like spewing a bunch of like weird dumb math shit, but and so most likely, if like you were watching Stranger Things, though, they were probably playing like second or first edition Dungeons and Dragons. I think second edition actually came out in like the 90s. Um, as a result, like those kids were probably playing the most hardcore version of Dungeons and Dragons because that first and second edition was just like, oh man, your DM was going to kill you. Your DM was just going to kill you. It might be on purpose, it might be accidental, but like they were just going to kill you. Like what was it? A wizard. So in close combat, your regular house cats were statted to be able to defeat a wizard in close combat if the wizard got some really bad rolls. Like, whoops, the cat killed you. And nobody has enough money to resurrect you, so I guess we're gonna have to make you make a new character. Cool. I guess I wasn't really attached to this character that I wrote up that has like a 17-page backstory about their time in the orphanage and how it made them have more resolve to becoming one of the greatest spellcasters that ever lived, and to want to challenge Elminster for the throne. Blah 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 blah. Right? It was just like, I'm dead already to a cat, a regular house cat, not even a displacer beast, a house cat. So, when I tell people that, it's just like that's insane. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, it was meant to be more simulation. So, like, if you had like a sickly spellcaster that all they did was not push-ups, not sit-ups, they didn't have very good constitution. They could barely run a mile. Granted, I could barely run a mile. Uh, and you had them engage in a martial competition with something. They'd likely lose, even if it was just the house cat. And like I think house cats did like 1d3 damage with their claws if they really didn't like you. So it was just like, well, wizards at that time would get 1d4 hit points. And if your DM was nice, they would say like you just get the 4 to start. Did I forget my tea? I forgot my tea. I think it's in the other room. But sometimes your DM would just be like, roll for hit points, and you'd roll the 1, and then you'd be like, I'm gonna have to hide behind the rest of you guys until the next level at the very least. All right, we cool with that? Because all I could do is one spell. Wizards would get one spell per level, and aside one spell at level 1, they can only cast the one spell. It was just like, oh, so you contribute nothing to combat? Yes. Be right back. I think I forgot my tea in the other room. I don't even think I need to go to the be right back screen. Back, sorry. Oh boy. Suffice it to say, going back to originally what I was talking about, completely cannot do the this is gonna be hard. Can't do the dice bags that I wanted to, the way that I saw them. And so like I needed to do research and I started doing research and I saw a few that looked like they could work, but it's like there's punctu punctures along the pouch, which you then kind of pull close with the drawstring, which I want it to be leather, but I don't know if I should just like invest in cord, because it's either buy a a roll of cord or buy a roll of leather cord, right? And oops, it's I could do both, but I just don't want to like have something that I won't use, you know. Anyway, so there's that. And I don't know. I don't know where we're going. I think that nylon cord would actually be like less friction, which would then necessitate the use of like a cinch to like hold it closed. Oh, oops. So I don't know. I don't know where it's going. I don't know where we're going with that. I do have something else lined up for this if this finishes too fast, which I don't think it will, just because it's been such a long time I didn't realize I needed to like bevel the edges first. You can tell how many leather projects I've been making outside of this. Just because I've been neglecting to do so, you know? Okay. Alright, so that's fine. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna have to vacuum after this, which is normal, actually. Alright, now I can do the Tokinol. Okay. And now we can do this. So this leather is like, from what I understand, fairly dry, and I actually tried using some leather honey on it. Not on this piece, on a scrap piece, just to see like what the effect of that would be. It did darken it, right? And it moisturized it, but I don't know if I should do that. Like, I think if you were to do that, if I were to do that for this project, it would have to have actually been at the very beginning for all the pieces before I cut them. But who knows? Because that might also make it difficult to cut the pieces, right? Or it might make it easier, right? Moisture would probably make the leather more supple and easier to cut. But the concern then becomes, what about when you finish the edges, right? Because it might not readily absorb the tokenol, right? So I've never heard this song actually. Starting to it's supposed to be from Persona 5, but I've never heard it. What's that? What song is this? Translate. Paulonia Mall, Persona 3. Oh, that's why. Have a short rest. I don't know why that's on here. There's a good one. All right. I've only played Persona 5. You'll have to forgive me if you're more heavily entrenched in the franchise than I am. And for those of you that are watching on the YouTube, you have no idea what I'm talking about. For the stream, for those of you that are watching the stream, you could probably hear this Persona music very low in the background, you know, just to add to the rainy day aesthetic. Because it is supposed to rain today. I don't know if it will. They keep telling me it will. I told my girlfriend before she left the house, to bring an umbrella. You know, um, she's doing grading today, and I think she has an interview for a research grant thing on over the summer, which will be good because one, it'll give her like something to do because she's not doing as much traveling as she normally likes to do during the summer, right? She's taking one trip. She's going to Japan without me. That's fine. I don't have a passport. I don't have a babysitter for the baby. By the baby, I mean my cat, Salmon, who came by exactly right before I needed to start streaming and started demanding shit. And I was just like, not now. And it was just like, I was like, no, stop. So I gave her a few minutes of over affection, and now she's just like, I'm done with this man. She's like, I'm tired of him. I am tired of him. That was too much. I can't believe he did that. Because cats want what they want, you know? They do. And it's funny. It's cute how very specific they want what they want when they want it. And if you go beyond that, it's just like, oh no. You're not getting extra points. In fact, oh, I'm getting so mad right now. It's cute. It's cute how you could tell it's just like they have this look on their face like this is too much and you need to stop. You are not stopping. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is not what we agreed to. All right, so the first pass of Tokinol is actually just to hit everything with enough to seal it. Then afterwards we do a light pass, and then we hit it with the burnishing stick. And this is also to soak it through because this edge it's very exposed. Obviously, right? It's all the grain. It's the cross section of the grain, and we want to protect it, right? Tokonol does that by applying layers of wax, oils, and adhesive to kind of seal it up. Close them. I'm a little sometimes too sloppy with it because right now this edge just needs a lot. This edge needs so much. Oh, so yeah, there's gonna be another Persona game. Persona 5 game, I should say. It's a tactics game, which I used to be a real big fan of, but I don't know if I have I don't know if I have it in me to learn another tactics game system. I heard good things about this guy, and then I played this guy, and I was like, God, there's so many weird systems in here that I just don't understand. Um, so when I actually, because I have it for is it Steam? I know I have it for 2DS, or rather for the DS. I bought the DS cartridge, and so I could play it on my 2DS. But I think I played all of an hour and change on it, and then I was just like, no, don't care for this. Just I can't I know it's cute and quirky and shit, but I just ain't for me. All right, so now that we hit it with that extra layer to soften it up, we're gonna hit it with this thing. And this is just about friction and not pressure, so I should actually be pressing it less. It's just about going over it a lot. And there's a set of heads that I could get for the Dremel to just do this. It spins like a piece of wood that's got these grooves carved into them, so that I could just go zzz, I'm thinking about getting that. Those. They're fairly inexpensive. It's just I don't know how it would do in terms of noise pollution, right? Especially on stream. On stream, I think it would be a little much. I already have to reconstitute my tokenol. I put what I felt was a fair amount of water in here, but it's starting to get thick again. I know you all like thick. I get it. Everybody likes something. Cool, thanks. All right, let me put this here. I don't know why that fell, but my battery pack fell, and it's sort of like jerked the this thing out of the way. All right, I have this ring light on a battery pack. I think it's just more convenient for me. You know, let me move that in a little bit more in case the cat comes in. Because I could see her jumping on the bed and knocking it right the fuck down. All right. I really like how leather looks when you like first finish it, but then like as it ages, it gets so much nicer. Like I wanted to talk a little bit about my cuff. I've been wearing it, you know, when I go out, just a little bit, right? If it's too warm, I don't take it off. I mean, I take it off, but like, and I don't think I'm going to be wearing it much during the summer because, obviously, and anyone who owns one of these cuffs or anyone who owns any leather goods in general, I have to say this: if you're like wearing them during like hot weather seasons, do not wear them too close to your body. That includes like watch bands, right? I learned this the hard way as I ruined a watch band in high school, but not like only ruined it, like it started to really become odoriferous, and I really liked that watch, so I kept wearing it, and like I think people started to notice that it started to smell, and that was weird of me. It was weird of me to continue to like be like, I like this watch. I'm gonna wear my stinky watch, you know. But yeah, like leather, you know, it absorbs things over time. It'll absorb oils from your skin as you handle them, right? It'll absorb oils from the things that you touch, you know. And if you're not careful, it'll absorb odors. You just have to be careful. Granted, like it's pretty resilient against that sort of thing. But if you're like bombarding it, you know, if you're bombarding it to the point where like it doesn't get a chance to like dry out, deodorize, etc., you're just gonna ruin your pieces. And you know, if you get like really nice made in America leather products like what we're producing here at Dick Record Heavy Industries, uh, you know, you're gonna ruin your investment, so to speak. I make things that I'm hoping will last your entire life, and that's why everything this is sales pitch time. This is why everything that's in the store has a limited lifetime warranty for it, right? Like if the stitching comes apart, I'll redo it, right? If you destroy it yourself, I'm just gonna send it right back to you, you know. And shipping's all on you, obviously. So I just, yeah. And it's so long as I am competent enough to do the work, right? But you know, because I believe that the product itself will be fine for regular use. Maybe the thread will come apart, and you know what? That's fine. I will 100% restitch the whole thing. I don't give a shit about that, you know? In fact, I'd be glad to, simply because it tells me that you have enjoyed the product so long, you've used it for such a long time, that like, you know, you need it to be rehabilitated in some way, shape, or form, right? It's just like, oh, you liked it enough that you keep it every day, you know? I got to do the that little swatch there. I'll swatch the belt, the strap. That's what it should be called. So yeah, it's kind of a huge honor actually to find out like, oh, you've been using this every day for like 20 years. Yeah. Oh my God. I need to take pictures of this thing. Holy shit. Rehabilitate it, right? Put it back together, restitch everything. Oh, that'd be awesome. Wonder if dementia will hit me by then, though. No, I shouldn't say things that might do the sales pitch an injustice. No, I'm younger than that, so dementia shouldn't get me by then in 20 years. 30 years! Wow. You're still using these things in 30 years. Holy shit. That's amazing. Wonder if I'll have a protege. Wonder if I'll have a protege. 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 Okay, so we'll scoop that in there. Okay. Alright. Alright. That's smooth, slick, everything. Okay. Inspecting with my special eyes. Do you like how this looks? Oh, this came out pretty good. Probably better than the other ones. You know, the other ones, I made 2 more off stream to time myself. Well, actually, I made 3. I made one out of like a different type of leather just to see how it would go. The leather's a little bit too thick, actually. So like the problem there is that like I'm fine with it and I'm keeping it for myself, right? I'm fine with it. But I know as a consumer product, it might cause a user to like accidentally apply too much pressure. Hey, what's up, Total Cherries? Apply too much pressure and they could like, you know, damage a document, especially if they're not used to it. So I'm keeping it for myself. I don't want that one to get out. I'd have to, if I wanted to use that leather again for it, I'd probably have to like um not redesign, I'd have to move some things over essentially by like not even a quarter of an inch, not even an eighth of an inch, maybe a 16th of an inch, because it's just a little too snug, and the leather's a little too rigid for it. Tentacool? Fuck, it better be Tentacool. Oh god. Any plans for the weekend, my guy? I just planning on doing a little bit of this, right? I tried doing a sealed of the new Magic set on Arena, and I got my butt handed to me. You know, I don't know if you've touched the new set. I'm assuming, you know, like many fellow uh fantasy enthusiasts, though, the Lord of the Rings set has you very uh you know, very excited. You know, I'm a little worried as to how much your roommate might have purchased, but you know what? Their money. Do whatever you want, you know. I have 2 gift bundles pre-ordered from when they were like selling really low on Amazon. Mm. Ah, God, I know that fucking feeling. And then like I know that feeling of wanting to go back to bed, and then it's just like, but if I go to sleep now, right, I will wake up at like dusk. You know, like the sun will be down, and it'll just be like, well, there's my fucking. Oh no! And then like Monday's gonna be a fucking hellscape of just like, can I get to sleep? No. It's 4 a.m. Can I get to sleep? No. Cool. I guess tomorrow is zombie mode. Ah. TC, this is when you this is a great time for you to pick up basketball. Just like head outside, you know, go shoot some hoops, challenge the local teenagers. Be like, "Hey, who wants to get schooled?" I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know if you play basketball. Don't go around screaming, "Hey, who wants to get schooled?" at people that clearly are entrenched in it. It does seem like a cool set, even if it's like mostly like the same characters, essentially, right? In various parts of their Lord of the Rings career, right? Like I didn't realize until I was watching I think Loading Ready Run, where somebody pointed out that Peregrine Took is Pippin. It's just different parts of it's just him at different times in his life, and it's like, what? Pippin was Peregrine Took? And you know what? Since I'm the kind of person who sucks when they read, not like but like I suck at reading, right? Sometimes I'll miss things like that, and so I'll be like, whatever happened to Peregrine Took? He disappeared, and then like, I guess whatever. Wait, is that the one? Is that the one that's like the 4-color legendary? He's a 5/5 for 4. Aragon, King of Gondor. Aragorn. Oh no, it's not. Oh, that's Jeskai Aragorn. Become the monarch. Oh, he's one of the commander products. Okay. Sorry, creature can't block this turn. If you're the monarch, creatures can't block this turn. Man, you gotta give that dude haste. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. That seems rude, dude. That seems rude as a fuck. Heather, we need to keep Cherries awake. He he wants to go back to bed, and we gotta make sure that he doesn't. We gotta make sure he doesn't. I don't know what I could do. Huh. That shouldn't look like that. That's weird. I think this is done. I'm confused with these stitches right here, because this shouldn't look like this. I followed the same stitching along the entire side of it, even though sometimes it's like a nuisance. Like, these should all be the same, like these are, right? I don't know why this kind of looks like it's like... Maybe it's just... Huh. I don't know what's going on there. Whatever. Aw, thank you, Cherries. Well, that's pretty much it. This is a passport holder, you know? Get off of there. Get off of there. It's like the one... It's like this other one that I made. Now I could finally add them to the shop. Because I made 2 on my off time. Just to time myself to make sure that I could. And I also made 1 out of this leather, also on my off time, but this leather is like slightly thicker, and as a result, it's very hard. Let me make sure let me make sure I open this without like showing any doxable information. It's very, very snug here to put this specifically the passport in there. So like this is mine forever, I guess. And if I ever want to make it again out of this thicker leather, which I don't think is the correct thing to do, because I think that this is actually kind of like too thick now, as opposed to like these, which are like, they're ever so slightly thinner. This is 3 to 4 ounce leather, and this is 5 to 6 ounce leather. Oh, it's like a different hide entirely. Yeah. Some people don't like this type of leather either. The grain, you know what I mean? The grainier leathers, but like, I don't know. I think that it's got a nice character to it. Oh yeah, but they're both like way, way drier than I thought they'd be. I applied leather honey to this. It's a sample of this leather, and like it looks a little darker, but I think it actually even wants more. This leather's kind of dry. I don't know what would happen if I would like apply leather honey to it later. But also with a product like this, where you're putting like documents into it and stuff, right? You don't want that the oils from these products to like seep into your documents, right? Like I wouldn't apply leather honey to this after the fact, because I wouldn't want my passport to get all like greased up and shit. Same thing for my Suica cards and my Gundam base card, right? This is actually this is I'm gonna use this personally for my passport. I have all these other things in here, right? You know, foreign notes,